Okie dokie. Alright, new stream is up. Okay, is that even running? There we go. Okay, perfect. Much better. Where is the link for this? Let me actually like send this to the server real quick. Where did you go? Oh, there we go. Oh my god, that's like the first time it's actually showed up instantly. Okay, alright, stream is up. Let's see. I'm gonna put that down. Stream notifs. Stream. Stream is started. Yeah, let's see if anybody gets online with that. Dokie. Alright, there we go. Let me actually turn the... Hey, Glug. Pleasure to have you on. There. Let me see. Okay, there we go. Audio quality is good. Visual quality is good too. Alright, perfect. There's gotta be something around... There we go. Okay, perfect. I was wondering why that setting wasn't working just right. Alright, so today's stream is just gonna be some more Lima Nox art. I decided to do, just a couple doodles and whatnot, but I kind of want to get to some fan art today because I haven't really drawn any like fan art in a long time. So I was thinking of maybe drawing Krystal or like Sybil or like the stereotypical characters. So I actually got a bit ahead and I started coloring the other day. I'm not totally happy with the color palettes here though. I think they need more contrast and they definitely need more. They need some more saturation to them. That's for sure. So I think Dieter is fine for the most part. I think his pants should just be all dark. Let me actually fix this real quick. At least for now. But yeah, so today's stream is going to be fairly simple. Nothing too crazy. But it has been like a while since I wanted to do just like a focus stream on like Lima Nox stuff, So that's what today's going to be. Ooh, it's his tail I'm missing up. Sorry, I'm missing out on. Yeah, his tail needs the dark part on that. I almost forgot about that. Let me add that there. Not sure how that's gonna look actually. I might make it really geometric, just to style him with the exact same like look that the rest of his tail's got going with it. But I guess we'll experiment, see what it looks right. It could be diagonal. No, it doesn't look too good. Maybe like just straight up like a band going across like this could be good. So he is a raccoon, so we do kind of have to put this band in. It's not really something I can avoid too much, so I guess I'm just gonna have to mess around with it and see what works, right? Damn it. Okay, yeah, that's not looking too great. I might just come back to this in a sec, honestly. I can't really think of what's up. Okay, let me get to his face, actually. Get a gradient on that. I think I'll add the darks on his hands right here. So I don't have the exact color I use for his hands, so I'm kind of just improvising here. But I guess we'll see what works, There we go. Perfect. Desaturate that very slightly, I think. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so I made his jacket color this like teal earlier, and I think I might actually extend that to the sleeves. And I thought this teal kind of suited him, so I guess we're gonna go with that for now, I suppose. Because I can't originally his color was like orange, but I tried that and it just didn't look quite right. How, at least not how I wanted it to be. Like it didn't make sense entirely. Ooh, wait, actually. Hold up. Just on the sleeve, that looks kind of good. Why am I having so much trouble with this? There we go. Yeah, on just the sleeve, that actually looks kind of nice. Okay, what is this, like just full dark? Like just full color? Let's try that. Okay, that's not bad. A little bit hard to differentiate some bits, but if that was darker, would that be easier to see? Or does that look better just as like a vest? Okay, I'll stick with the vest for now. And should it be necessary, I think I'll swap that out later. Alright, perfect. Okay, yeah, this color's gotta have some kind of gradient to it, without a doubt. As for what that gradient is gonna be exactly, this looks alright. Uh, Mostly I'm just adding in these gradients that I don't have to do too much work with the lighting later, and it's a really cheap and easy way to do it, so. Have you been, Glug? What's going on today? There we go. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna redo the colors. So I think her pants are just fine. Very tired and sleepy. Yeah, I feel you. I woke up super whack today. It was very strange. I don't know what was going on today, but I woke up super weird. Like I woke up and I just felt really out of it, so I totally get what you mean. Okay, so her pants should also probably be a little bit darker, just to really contrast with him. Couldn't fall asleep until like 1 a.m. and I was wide awake at 5. I'm feeling so bad, just so bad. Oh gosh, dude. I feel like everybody like there's like what's that saying they have? Like the devil's loose or something. I feel like everybody I asked said they couldn't sleep well last night. My sympathies, dude. That shit just sucks. Glop is dying. Oh man. Well, hopefully you can sleep a bit better tonight, alright? Gosh, my sympathies, dude. That just sucks when it happens. I get you. Yeah, I'm kind of just doing this stream to turn my brain off for a little bit, too. I feel you. Okay. Now her fur color. Oh, I think I actually, yeah, on this, I used this color on the thumbnail. Of course, dude. Yeah, I used this color in the thumbnail. Let's see if this looks a bit better for her fur color. Yeah, I've noticed Eleanor just generally looks better when this like really bronze color is applied to her, so I think I'm gonna stick with that. Oh, hey Max, what's going on? Howdy do. Another individual that was not able to sleep last night. Not much today. Yeah. Just gonna relax. How's the work going? Aside from what I already told you. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. Well, today I'm just going to be streaming this piece and probably a couple more that I've wanted to do recently. I don't know if I mentioned it, but I kind of want to get back into doing some fan art because it's been a long time since I did it. It would definitely help with the numbers, but also like I haven't realized I completely forgot that the last piece of fan art I made was like forever ago. Like actual literal like almost a year ago, I think. And honestly, I should probably do something at least. Work is alright. I'm gonna UV unwrap another model. Again, my sympathies. That shit sucks. Don't worry though, it's just that one thing, and then it's how many more do you have? I remember it was 6 total, but I imagine you're already at least a couple, right? A couple through? Okay, yeah, this color palette is already looking a lot better. I might actually saturate Dieter even more though, at least contrast him up. 4 left? Okay, well that's decent progress. You're doing a good job. Okay, there we go. Saturated the hell out of his vest, so that should at least help a teeny, teeny, tiny bit. Alright, I think I'll make this paper he's holding same white as his, like, body too, actually, while I'm at it. Because I suppose that looks a bit better for sure. There we go. Okay, that's much nicer. Oh, yeah, that's way nicer than it was yesterday. Here we go. Okay, now her jacket. So her jacket has kind of been eluding me recently. I don't know if I want it to stay green, but I kind of do want it to stay green. Hmm. Oh, hey, Mark. What's up? How's it been going, Mark? No, that is not what I wanted to do. You know what? Let me go back to this bluish green. I've been giving her more of a lime color recently, and it's kind of been throwing me off. Let me go back to this blue-green. So I think this might make a bit more sense if I do this right. There we go. How contrasty is that? Okay, that's pretty close. I do think the lime contrasts a lot better. So I think I'm actually going to go back with the lime. Just very, very, very subtly. Just the teeniest amount. And lighten that a bit too while I'm at it, actually. Okay. This might actually have to be warm on the lower part, just to blend a bit better. Let me try something real quick, actually. What if I make the... Damn, okay. What was this color before? Right. Oh, and that has a really strong contrast, too. Been going fine. Stream started as I was taking a shower. Oh, well, it's... Hang on, let me see. Well, glad to have you here. Not that much has happened, honestly. I've just kind of been coloring. The other day I actually started a bit on this. Nice short remote day at work, though, so that was good. Hey, that's good to hear. Also, they are still doing construction at my apartment, so in my building. So if you hear that, be wary. Noah, hey, how's the crew? Hey, Noah. Welcome to the stream. Nothing much going on today. Just gonna be drawing. Well, actually, no. Now that I'm thinking about it, there is quite a bit on the roster today. I like the colors. I also really like these colors. I think I might have to lighten her jacket just very slightly. Because this has really good contrast, but the saturation isn't what I like. Whereas the other one is the exact saturation I like, but it's not really the colors that I want. Let me see. What does it look like if I just go all out with this? Just stay with the blue-green. And then if I make his jacket a bit more blue, maybe? No, that teal looks really good. Blue-green, my beloved. Yeah, in case you haven't noticed, I've been using a lot of like teal, kind of bluish-green colors recently. It's just a really nice like color. I honestly can't really, I don't know what else to say, honestly. It's just a really good color. Okay, the zipper is kind of eluding me. I'm not sure what color to make this because it can't be white because her tank top is white. And it can't be too dark because it's not going to look right. But I want to add a different color because we already have too many colors. So I think I'm just going to compromise. Oh, shit. Here we go. Blue-green. It is. It's a really nice color. Just these two colors, green and pink, have kind of slowly started to become my signatures because I really, really like green and I'm really starting to enjoy pink. Like as a color to just contrast with. It's very nice. So I've been doing that a lot more recently. Why does that go so far? What? Okay, a couple artifacts there. Not sure what the hell that's doing there. Weird. Erg. Okay, yeah, this is vexing me very slightly. This vexes me. Just needs to be the right contrast. Okay, that's it. That's it. That's the one. That's perfect. Okay. But it's so nice. And yeah, it's not a contrast that's used a lot, but it works really well. Yeah, so it actually started in more mouse bites. Yeah, so it actually kind of started in college when a professor of mine was talking about an art show during one of our assignments, and he was looking through everyone's assignments, and he brought up uh, two colors in particular. I think this really neon pink that was like this, and they contrasted it with this really neon green, and he was like, and I didn't think those were two colors that could be used, but then I started messing with them, and I was like, actually, pink and green are really nice together if you know what to do. Because they are basically complete opposites. They're complementary colors on the color wheel. So, like, just naturally anything that contrasts like that is going to look nice. But as I've started using them a lot more, like, I actually really like them. Oh, got an eyelash in my eye. Okay, sorry about that. The fucking eyelash got in my eye. Okay, back to business. Let me see. Yeah, let me darken this a bit. So, it's his pants I'm having a problem with. Yeah, that's it. His pants are the problem. Let me fix that. Yoink. I think these just have to be really dark. Or at the very least, have this kind of bluish at the bottom. Yeah, that's it. That's what was bothering me. I couldn't put my finger on it. There we go. I think you can get a bit garish if it's like super bright and super pink, super bright green. It's kind of what puts some people off. But if yeah, no, for sure. Any color that's like ridiculously saturated. So this seems to be the problem with just digital coloring that I've noticed people do a lot of the time. Because digital colors let you go to kind of insane levels of saturation, people often overdo it, and that's how you start seeing like that kind of DeviantArt effect that's kind of gotten famous over the last couple decade really. Um, and as a result, it's kind of like knowing how to desaturate that really shows that somebody's like doing the right thing on like a digital piece. But yeah, that's where that kind of DeviantArt look comes from. People usually saturate way too much, and I think that actually has to do with the fact that all monitors are color graded really differently. So like my monitor is set up for like a color grading for like a phone because most people are looking at their phones, and as a result, the color grading needs to kind of look like that for it to look right for a lot of people. So I kind of keep it there by default, but my second monitor is way more saturated. So like I'm looking on my second monitor and it looks really, really, really bright. Uh, but yeah, generally speaking, I think any color, if just used correctly, can look nice. Like I've never seen a color that's just gross. Like I just would never use it. Like I can see various uses for things. Okay. Ugh. All right, this white color is overstaying its welcome a bit. Ooh. Oh, that looks really good actually. Hang on. Let me fix her. Actually, wait, I should keep that like that just so it's a bit more visible. Yeah, there we go. That looks really nice actually on like in contrast with her jacket. That actually looks really good. Any color will look good if applied right. Yeah, I agree personally. You just have to really know what you're doing. That's all. But does this look right? Let me get the pink I was using for her hair. I think I'm actually gonna make her like kind of crop top, like tank top thing here. I think I'm actually gonna make this the color of her hair, like permanently, because this is really, really nice. Kinda why I picked out my car as well. Oh, totally. But yeah, this specific like green pink palette has very quickly kind of become my signature thing. It's really fun to do. It's like a really nice, unique kind of contrast I haven't really seen anywhere. Red with black stripes along with the rims, painted black, and it works so well. Oh yeah, definitely. Okay. Uh, his lab coat, his lab coat is gonna make me tweak out, isn't it? I just know it. Oh god, yeah, no, it's gonna make me tweak out. All right, let's figure this out. Yeah, red lab coat. Okay, I know it has to be. It has to be like bluish because it needs to contrast with her. If I were to repaint it, rock gunmetal gray. I think the red is really nice, but honestly, yeah, no, that's fair. I think the gray would look pretty good. Ah, damn it. Yeah, this is gonna be a struggle. I could keep it like there and then just leave it there. And I'll use this kind of lavenderish color for the pockets, I think. And the button and like maybe the sleeve, and that's it, I think. Okay, what do we think of this? I completely forgot to color in her phone. Let me fix that real quick. Here we go. Yeah, I should fix that. There we are. Lab coats in general, my beloved. Here we go. Yeah, coats are really fun. Uh, pretty much all of my character design, like my early character design, I mean, just used coats, like all the time, like super consistently, because I'm just a big fan of coats. Okay, now this part of her fur definitely needs some gradation here. More saturated, more yellow, I think. Very slightly. Yeah, I think that's good. Damn, this one came out really good, actually. It's a lot better than I thought it was going to come out. Here we are. Ooh, actually, I should probably extend this down a little. Yeah, there we go. Much better. Okay, is there anything I'm missing here aside from that? There we go. What am I missing? It did, yeah. The color shaped up quickly and excellently. Yeah, no, I think because she has a really defined color palette, it's pretty easy for me to kind of gauge what she's gonna look like. Dieter's a little harder because his look is still kind of variable. But thank you. Yeah. That's the tough part, I guess. Okay. I know what I had to fix. It's his tail. Yeah, it's his tail. It's 100% his tail. I knew I was missing something. Ugh. Yeah, this confounded tail is going to be the death of me. Alright. What the hell am I going to do for the raccoon lines here? It's like, oh, fair. He'll get more concrete as you draw more. Yeah, so like, I think the most concrete part I have of him is his face. Like, his face hasn't really changed a whole lot. He's remained pretty consistently, like, through this kind of look that I've got for him, and I think he's going to stay that way. The clothes, probably less consistent. Those are going to change a bit more. Confound this large square tail. Yeah, the square tail looks cool, but like I don't know how I'm going to do the raccoon lines. I could literally just make them squares, and that is something I could do, I guess, if I really wanted to. Uh, that would look really strange, but I could do it. Uninterrupted lines. Yeah, I could try that. Makes sense. Unless you do a fair few head. Yeah, his head is like the only part of him that I have consistently like down. His body shape has changed very slightly, and that'll still probably change over time. But his clothing is like the one thing I can't figure out entirely. I could literally just do this. It's because it needs to mesh right with her. You know, I might honestly just leave his tail like unstriped at this point. Feels like a slight cop out, but I'm sure I'll figure something out later. Okay, now I think I'm going to do that thing I did the other day with that, yeah, like that really saturated lower color and the really desaturated higher color. I think I'm going to make this just light. Yeah, maybe keep that like yellowish, honestly. I'm trying to think of like, okay, yeah, wait, let me color their lines real quick. I gotta do that first before anything else. Okay. So I think done. Yeah, this color. Yeah, this will just be reserved for that. Okay, I'll put this color just so I don't have to color Dieter, save myself a bunch of time. And then I'll put this color for Eleanor just because it's faster. And then I'll darken the rest. It's in too early. Let me have something funny with like a bar chart or something. That's not a bad idea, actually. I'm gonna think about that for a little bit because that actually could be really nice. I'll think about that. I'm not sure how the hell that would work, but it's a neat little idea. Yeah, I'll consider that. That's actually a pretty good idea. I'll think about that for sure. Let me just finish coloring in these lines, and then I can try that out. Actually, let me get her hand in right. And the darker part should be like here. Where's my watercolor, actually? Dark parts of his hands and his pants down, and the tail, and her face. And the bottom of her hair. Alright, perfect. And I think I might actually keep this part up here a bit lighter. because I've been doing that a lot recently, and I think I actually really like how it looks. Or should I keep that lined? No, this one will stay lined just for now. Okay, so I think this one is pretty good as is. What am I missing here? Now I think I want to go for another postery kind of look. Let me close this real quick. Hang on, let me get the example I was looking at. Sort of like what we did last time. I just think it would be funny if it was orderly and then just scraggly where she sipped. Yeah, that could actually be really funny. Let me do that before we get off topic. Let me try that. So like that maybe? I can kind of see that actually, a teeny bit. I try having the top with like a chevron along with said chevron going down, have a look at curvature. So like this essentially is what you're saying, Max. Something like that. Yeah, it could work actually. Let me try that. I don't know why I completely forgot that you could just do raccoon tails like this, because this is like the most stereotypical way people draw them, but I don't know why I completely forgot this. The chevrons, yeah, I think we'll try this. This seems like it would work probably the most. Yeah, that seems to work consistently well. Okay, I'll stick with that for now. Let me just clean that up. Perfect. There we go. Yeah, that is consistently, I think, the one that looks the nicest. I think I might lower that very slightly, or at least adjust the angle on that. And then make that scraggly look you were talking about earlier, Mark. Something like this, maybe? I think that looks good. I think that's like basically what we're going for pretty much here. And I can't see anything that would be particularly requiring of... I don't think he needs another one down here. Yeah, like that. Okay, that's good. Break up the shape. And then one tiny addition there. Perfect. Just to taper it in. And I think I'll gradient that too as well. To give the illusion of bending. Okay, alright. That's actually pretty good, I think. Okay, I think this would actually look better if it was one solid color for now. Right. Where's my folder? Now this is the part that's gonna frustrate me a little. Because remember last time we did something like this, I was like trying to get the poster look. Hang on. This piece. This piece came out great, but it definitely took a while to figure it out. Wow, okay, that is so much darker than I thought it was. Let me see. Cake, yes, very much so. There is quite a bit of cake. What if I try this, actually? Kind of works. Teal, blue, purple. This pink is kind of going where I need it to go. That's about as close as I think it's gonna get. And then I think, yeah, or I could just leave it white, honestly. I might just do that. Some kind of very slight off-white. Like that. I'll just leave it like that for now, honestly. But I kind of don't want to. I kind of don't want to do that. I don't want to just leave it like that. That's whatever, I guess. And put the shadow down here. So what I'm thinking for this one is it's probably just going to be like a goofy little comic where it's like just a headshot of Eleanor trying to figure out like, oh, why can't my stupid signal work, that sort of thing. And then her head just like goes up and you're like, oh, what'd she step on? And then it's like this. I think that'd be pretty good. Actually, let me put this in real quick. This is actually a really good font for Dyeter, honestly. Thinking about it real quick. Thinking, okay, I have an idea that could be fun. So I'm thinking as lines kind of going up here and then moving, getting the movement across like here. Maybe. Not entirely sure, honestly. All right, let me try something. Where are my engineering documents? I'm whipping them out again. It's just such an easy way to do shit. It's just like, it's basically just prefab shapes at this point. I need something to balance her out. Ooh, wait, maybe actually. Let me see. I saw a comic the other day. Let me see how this artist did it. How did they do it? Oh, so it's literally just thing and then thing below it. I think I'll try that actually. Why not? Yeah, let me try that. Let me just straight go into it. It's a neat little touch. Yeah, for sure. Okay. So let me grab her head. So I think I'm actually gonna set this up for like a mobile view because I've noticed that these tend to do a bit better. Plus, honestly, it's way easier to organize mobile view stuff. Jeez. Okay, I didn't know there were so many layers in that. Okay, so I think I can just yoink, just merge that. Not the line work layer. Okay, so how would I do this? Let me see. Okay, I have an idea. Let me just quickly fix that. Get rid of the lines, and then she should be looking down for this. Get her eye fixed up. And she's just like, why isn't my gosh darn phone working, you know? Here we go. Expression, expression. What's she gonna... She needs to be, like, kind of miffed, I think. And she's like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe this travesty. The one bar of service flickering in and out. Yeah, no, literally, like, they're on their, like, 1G line of, like, phone service. God, I remember one time I managed to get down to 2Gs in, like, a really rural area. It was pretty shocking. Okay, her eye looks a bit off. It's not really looking the way I want it to. Oh, actually, that's fine. And then I think I'll just adjust her eyebrow. I'm grateful to have 2 bars for 5G. Oh my goodness. You have 5G out there? I'm actually kind of shocked. 3G was the best we had for a long time here, but now we're just on the edge of 5G service, although 4G is definitely complete by now. Oh yeah, totally. So we have 5G where I live. In the Toronto. And you pretty much get like 5G everywhere in Toronto, honestly, I think. Literally down the road, the signal is perfect. Let me see. Let me fix this up. Line of sight is a big thing for an IRC, so it might just be like a tree or a hill or... Yeah, no, it literally is. It could be like anything. .5G is very fickle like that. Pretty much anything can get in the way of it. Where I work, there's literally down the road service is perfect. That's so annoying. Oh my goodness. Oh god, I'm really locked in for her expression because this is not coming to me easy. She needs to look more angry than this, I think. Damn, okay, this is a struggle, alright. Okay, so her eye would be going down here, and then she'd be like, and then so that would need an angle too. Okay, what if I just do this from scratch? Okay, it's a little too angry, I think. Okay, that's a bit better. And then the line here. What's up, homies? Lily's Giraffe People. Hey, welcome to the stream. I don't think I've seen you here before. What's poppin'? Oh my goodness. So yeah, so today on stream I'm just working on Eleanor, who's the character from my web series, and I am really struggling with her expression here. Good. Hey, well, I appreciate that. Thank you. Also, certainly glad to hear it. Here we go. Hey, Mark Zuckerberg. Okay, this is really tough. I can't get her face down. Hmm. Sorry if I'm being a little quiet right now. It's just that this is really baffling me. I can never get her face right just because her mouth is so weirdly shaped. Who designed such a thing? Uh, okay, that'll have to do. Don't mind me drawing. Hey, always a pleasure to have another artist on here. That's for sure. It's okay. Locked in. Yeah, I am actually really locked in for this expression. Okay, I think that's about as close as I'm gonna get it. Deer moment. Yeah, without a doubt. Yeah, her snout is kind of oddly shaped. People are getting inspired by me. They're making furry vehicles. Oh, that's really cool. Oh, and welcome to the stream, Salty Pretzels. Oh my god, we got 8 people on now. It seems like generally speaking, more people are on in the evening, so I might make a note to do more streams in the evening. The only problem is that I have a bit less energy right now, but I think it's worth a try. Dear moment, dear moment. She is indeed having a dear moment with her goofy ass phone that doesn't work. Wug. That's how I feel right now. There we go, and then the phone. Should probably be like this, I think. Like so. Totally not cropped. Here we go. Perfect. Here we are, and get the phone just right. Me too, Glog, me too. Yeah, I feel you there, Glog. Okay, her hands are gonna be a little tough, that's for sure. This is a funky angle. Well, I think it's safe to say everybody here is at least moderately interested in furries, that's for sure. Oh my god, 9 people on stream, oh my goodness. So many people today. I may not be a furry, but that's how it always starts. That's how the pipeline begins. Actually, that's like halfway down the pipeline. I guess you're right. Yeah, well, it's just fun to be around, like, have people drawing and whatnot. It's just neat. Okay, hang on. What am I trying to draw? Let me use my hand real quick. Uh, Oh, okay, I see now. So I'm kind of for a furry, only a matter of time. I mean, it's up to you at the end of the day if you want to or not. The fandom is pretty fun. Definitely met a lot of friends in it, that's for sure. Oh my god, what am I doing with her hand? There's tons of cool people here, and I mean, the art is pretty good too, you know? With the big, no way. Yeah, I'm sure Mark is not a furry. I think we can all agree there. Yeah, this is the most sassy hand I think I've drawn in a long time. But I think her wrist needs a bit of editing, especially the art being streamed live right now. Oh, thank you, Max. Would it make more sense if her hand was like this, actually, real quick? Such a nice community for artists. A lot of people seem to commiserate with and learn from. Yeah, no, without a doubt. Honestly, like for all the faults or like for all the stuff that kind of happens in every fandom, you know, like the furry fandom included, it's easily been the most welcoming community I've met. And usually people are pretty chill in it. There we go. Really locked in now with her hand. I'm scared of people. I used to be for a long time too. But slowly as I've met more and more friends online and just even in like you know IRL, honestly, you kind of get used to it. But I can totally see where you'd get anxious from. It's not easy to start, you know, speaking with people and such. I used to be until my job beat that out of me. You will work with people and you will like it. No, that doesn't look right. I think her hand needs to be like splayed out like this. Persona as a haunted semi-truck. Ooh, for Halloween, I imagine. That's kind of cool. Here we go. Get her hand in. There we go. Okay, yeah, that's the finger shape I was looking for. Oop, I got a 3-hour biochem lab. Oh, God. My sympathies, Glog. I hope it goes okay. Forced me to be social. I'm still definitely shy when it comes to joining new groups, but I've gotten better. See ya, Glog. Yeah, see ya, Glog. Good luck, dude. And yeah, no, I also used to be kind of, I used to struggle a lot. I still do kind of struggle a lot with really big groups. But yeah, I found my own group. I've been much more friendly to people. It's just nice, honestly. Yeah, I like talking to people. Okay, this makes much more sense, I think. Peace chat. See ya. Yeah, I think this makes way more sense for her, like in this case. Okay, let me adjust this one too and actually make this a little bit bigger. I also made a couple chubby chunk furries that are part of construction vehicles. Ooh, that's kind of cool. Like that makes sense because like I guess they would be kind of heavier in that sort of regard. Just don't drink the samples no matter how tasty they look, and you should be fine. Yeah, I probably wouldn't want to be drinking from a test tube, honestly. I I think I did like once, but it was for a funny thing and it was perfectly fine and it was very not chemically, so it was perfectly fine. But yeah, don't drink from test tubes, people. Drink it all. And yeah, that's a nice hand expression combo. Yeah, no, I think this looks really good. Now you just gotta get in her sleeves. These are much easier. Hand expressions are always really fun, for sure. Righty. Okay, there we go. Yeah, okay. This is really starting to shape up now. Here we are. Okay, hoodie is in, and that is looking just right. Okay, so I'm trying to think of what's gonna come next for this. Because I don't know if it's just gonna be these like two panels. I kinda wanna do one where it's like hers like it physically shows her like climbing onto something, but you don't actually see what she's climbing onto, and then it's the reveal that it's like Dyeter or something. But I don't know if I want to do that entirely. Actually, wait, let me put this here before I do anything else. So I think this is going to be like, oh, stupid signal, this shit doesn't work, that kind of thing. And then it's going to be like, oh, wait, let me just... And then she's like climbing on with her phone. I just don't want vehicle-based personas. I want some based on Wendigos, Chupacabras, Jersey Devils, and dinosaurs. Well, I've seen a lot of dinosaur characters recently. I gotta admit, and I'm very biased to that sort of thing too. I think that's kind of cool and unique. Oh my goodness. Sorry, I got hit with like a really sleepy moment there. Yeah, I am very eepy right now. But I am not drinking coffee. I'm not doing that. I don't need coffee. I just need a lock in. Lock in, buddy. Okay, so I think the lines over here are pretty fine. I think her confounded hair is gonna reach all the way back here. I don't think I've ever met anyone who wasn't confused by Eleanor's hair. Uh, good choice, good choice. Actually, very slightly over here, I think. Yeah, that's it. Perfect. I really like how this hand came out, actually. I think that came out pretty good. Yeah, no, I don't really drink coffee anymore. I used to, but I don't want to anymore. I can see it being interesting to translate into 3D. Interesting to translate into 3D. How so? Oh, you mean Eleanor's hair? Yeah, her hair is like nuts. At some point, I'm gonna figure out 3D modeling for characters. I've only really done like chairs and stuff. I've never done anything crazy impressive. Uh, but like at some point when I start figuring out characters, I'm gonna lose my mind. I just know it. Just like trying to do her hair is gonna be such a pain in the ass. I drink decaf now, but I want to stop that too. Yeah, sometimes like I like coffee for like the taste, and I'll get like an ice cap or something, but like very rarely. Like I never really drink coffee anymore. Yeah, I had to stop caffeine due to my meds. It's sculpting mainly. I figured I've never actually sculpted anything. I'm usually just like physically modeling things through shapes. Like I'm just extruding most of the time. That's mostly what I do when I model. Even then I only use it for the boost when it was entirely out of my system prior. Yeah, that's fair. I I had to wean off caffeine during college because I was drinking way too much. Way, way, way too much coffee. Definitely not helping me out. Physics is valid. Physical is valid, but it can be so time consuming. Yeah, that's for sure. Did you see my comment about, but also living in a furry world would be horrible? Imagine your flight gets delayed because another eaten by another. Oh my goodness. Well, I feel like there would be laws for that sort of thing in that sort of world. But I mean, like, planes being delayed because, like, the pilot got sick, like, I mean, that happens in real life. That doesn't seem too different. Plus, I feel like everyone being a different anthro character slash species would probably be much bigger of a challenge. But I see what you mean, yeah. Yeah, same here. Can't do caffeine, but even before that restriction, I couldn't handle it very well. Yeah, caffeine is kind of funky. IDK water for the win. Agreed. 100% water is just better. I just drink water all the time, mostly. Water, woohoo. One of those people that gets sleepier when I drink it. Oof, yeah, no, definitely not me. I get really awake when I drink coffee. That is probably just because I haven't really had it in a long time, though. It's like if I drank coffee right now, I'd get like really energetic. And I would probably not sleep tonight. But like, I think when I was drinking coffee, it didn't really have that much of an effect on me. It was kind of just there. And I'd be like, okay, well, I'm awake-ish for now. I'd have to get another. Yeah, I don't know. Coffee's not really my thing anymore. But sometimes I like it for the taste. I mean, you could probably fix the if it just transform yourself into a plant. I mean, potentially. I feel like they would have something for that. My body is a machine that converts water into piss. Me too, I drink water all day. I'm drinking water right now. Hell yeah, I love water. If I ignore my heart rate, okay, well don't do that. Don't do that, Max. That's a really bad idea. I would not be happy if you did that. Vyvanse gang? Yeah, I have a few friends on Vyvanse. I get like nervous energy, but more tired in terms of thinking. Yeah, it's never like a huge help for you if you're in that situation. Nervous thinking only works until you get tired of thinking. Where's my gradient? There we go. It is bad, but how could I have really known it was until I tried it? Okay. Well, I am very glad you didn't end up in the ER because of that, at least. Because that's spooky. I think I remember one time I had something and then I had a big, like, cup of Vietnamese coffee my friend got me. And I actually thought I was having a heart attack. It's so powerful when you get, like, really caffeinated coffee from, like a certain type of bean. It was really strong. Definitely kind of spooky, too. The mother of all anxiety attacks. Yeah, oh my goodness. I can imagine. My sympathies, dude. That must have really sucked. I'm really glad to hear that you're okay though after that, because that must have been really spooky. Yeah, I'm gonna sneeze. And I sneezed. Okay. Ow. Let me get the orange in here. What am I doing here? I think I overdid it on caffeine once and it was terrifying. Yeah. No, I'm never ever drinking like really caffeinated coffee again. I know some people can do it, but jeez, it's really spooky when it's like way too much. Definitely not doing that again. Like with anything, generally not in excess, ideally. For that instance, I was fine, but I definitely got an anxiety attack. Oh my goodness, feeling like having a heart attack. Yeah, no, dude, it's really spooky when that sort of thing happens. And I think that event is literally what made me like that Vietnamese coffee thing. I think that is literally what made me stop drinking coffee because it's like, holy shit, this is actually kind of scary. So I just stopped after that. But yeah, like an ice cap now and then I'll have because I like the taste. I like the way it tastes. Tastes good. Good flavor. Why is that? There we go. Your brain can be such a bastard. Yeah, no, for sure it can. The worst part is anxiety. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, without a doubt. Either way, though, very glad to hear both of you are doing all right after that. All right, your hands should be orange too, shouldn't they? Actually, yeah, let me do that first. How's the audio on stream, by the way? Okay, going, gang, bye. See you, lilies. Have a good day. I exist to annoy you. Oh, thank you, Max. Have a good day, lilies. Audio's good? Okay. Because I was wondering, I was looking through the stream earlier, through the archive, and I definitely noticed that my mic has some like crackling to it, and I've been thinking about actually getting like a proper streaming mic soon, because like in the past I would have been like, no, there's no point in that. But like I'm actually doing these really consistently now, and so it's kind of gotten to the point where I'm like, I probably should get something. But like if the audio is fine, that's good. I definitely think I'm gonna get something because like I said, I'm doing these pretty consistently now, so I think I'm gonna get something. But as long as you can listen to me for now, that should be good. Her hands. There we go. I really like how her hands came out here. I think that's like perfect. Can you hear my voice correctly? Is the question here. And I suppose the answer is yes. Maybe a pop filter, depends on what mic you're using, I guess. I am just using like I am literally just using my headset mic. Yeah, I was looking into getting a pop filter because I was every time I edit videos, it's really annoying. I'm like, ooh, that's kind of irritating. Okay, there we go. Get her nose in there too. Ooh, and now for her neck. Yeah, if I had space on my desk for an actual mic, I probably would have gotten it by now. But if I'm gonna be doing these like frequently, then honestly, I might as well get one. I should make space because I can imagine the little pops here and there get pretty irritating. They definitely irritate me. I feel like I'm doomed to have bad mics because no matter what I do, it ends up bad somehow. Yeah, I get you. I did get a good mic like years ago, and I just had bad luck with it. It kind of just disintegrated after a little bit. Let me fix that. That got discolored. Sometimes it's software. Yeah, honestly, it could also just be your PC like bottlenecking you. Sometimes it does something goofy. I've had that happen. Okay. What am I missing here? Oh, her ears. I had a feeling. It's part of it for sure. Yeah, I'll look into getting a good mic. If you guys know anything that's like you know is good, then I'd appreciate the advice. Okay, let me do her jacket now. Now her tongue, and the rest of that. Okay, so I think that's good for her. Oh my god, wait. I feel like I've forgotten a detail. Yeah, I keep forgetting to add in her like freckles. I keep forgetting those. Wait, honestly, I might just not add them because I think she looks good without them. Yeah, I think she looks fine without them, if I'm being real. I don't think I even put them in this one. Yeah, I didn't put them in this one either. I think she looks okay without the freckles. It's definitely less, it's going to be less trouble to animate her in the future, that's for sure. Oh! Okay, there we go. Sorry, I was just sitting really weirdly. Okay, the phone. Let me do that now. Phone should be pretty easy. There we go. Boink. And I think I'm just going to do one more panel where she's like, oh, let me climb on something. And then she climbs up, and then it's like she's climbing on her boss, and her boss is very small, and his tail is very dense, and he is very mad. And then I think that would be perhaps comedic. Bit of comedic relief. I definitely got to keep drawing some of those comics pretty soon. I've had one idea that's kind of been rattling around in my head that I want to do for one of the Lima Nox comics, and I want to really get to that pretty soon. I'm especially eager to start doing whatchamacallits. So I've been thinking about getting Moho for animating, because regularly animating, especially on Paint Tool Sai, is a pain in the ass, and I don't want to do it. So I've been really considering getting Moho, but I just don't really have the funds right now. But if I did, I'd just start animating like crazy recently, because I really want to do it. You gotta put a comically large signal indicator like on the phone screen. So I really wanted to do that at first, and then I decided against it. One, because like I think I've mentioned that their world is like it's kind of like a 90s parody almost. Like everything is like 90s, but like comically so. Uh, and a part of that is kind of like in their world, the technology moves really slowly at first. And so I was like, it would be kind of funny if Eleanor, who is like, her family is like rich, she actually has what is considered high tech, which is like a phone without the signal thing. I've heard Blender Grease Pencil is surprisingly good for animations. Oh, for sure. No, I've heard that too. Uh, I want to get Moho though, just because like it's like it rigs up animations really well from what I've seen. But I mean, if Blender can do that too, I might as well just start learning. Yeah, this is high technology for her. Like this is like a phone without like a comical. Her like flip phone is like this is the brand new thing, basically. The hip new technology. Uh oh, right, her eyes. I forgot to give her eye color. There we go. Look at me, my phone doesn't even have a foot-long extension antenna. Yeah, basically. She regularly like flaunts her phone. Or well, she would be doing it more, but it brings some relatively bad memories for her. But she's still gonna use a phone. Okay, let me increase this a little bit. I think I'm just gonna do this last panel, and then that should work out just fine. And this is gonna be like her like she's just like pushing up over something, but it's not actually clear what it is. Yeah, so the lore, I haven't entirely figured it out, but her phone was given to her as a gift by her old friend group, which is why it's pink and like reddish pink. And like she's just greedy, so she's just gonna use the phone no matter what because it's a good phone. Uh, but it does bring her some relatively bad memories because she's not with that friend group anymore. Yeah, that's how it be. Okay, let me put her hand in here. Okay, let me lower the opacity on that. So I think it'd be just like her hand is like here, and this is the sleeve, and then her hand would be like right here. It do be like that, indeed it do. And then she's just like crawling over. Oh wait, did I color his ponytail? I just realized I didn't fix the ponytail tie on his head. You know what? I'm gonna do that right now, really quick. So I think I'm gonna keep his ponytail, like zip tie thingy that he has over here. I think I'm gonna keep that. Does that look better? You know, I think I'm gonna keep it orange or like yellow. Yeah, orange looks fine, I think. It's the right amount of blend. Anyway, back to Eleanor crawling on her boss. Being an absolute menace to society. A pox on civilization, perhaps. Let me add that in real quick. There we go. And the zipper would be here, and that would come over here. This would be the hoodie, and her head wouldn't be totally visible. It would just be like here, I think. Honestly, I don't even think you'd see the front of her hair. Do you want to pet Wendigo? Probably not. If it was friendly, like maybe, but I don't think I would, personally. I imagine everyone else here probably has a different opinion, though. Honestly, it would depend on the Wendigo, I think. If it was, like, really sweet and friendly and, like, maybe it was chill, sure it would. Ugh, but I don't know if I'd have space in my house for that. I feel like you'd need a lot of space for a pet Wendigo. What do you think, Mark? I'm in the middle of the woods. A native spirit would likely terrify me. I'm in the middle of the woods, too. Oh, yeah, that's right. Here we go. Thinking, okay. I think this angle makes sense. And then she's just like, her phone is like here, and she's like holding her phone here in the distance. Like so. Taking care of puppy before. I didn't know you had a dog. Would not want my cutlass to behave as such. Oh, speaking of the cutlass, actually, so you figured out the MPG properly? Like you have like a proper number now? It was what you said earlier, right? It was like 17, wasn't it? Okay. 13.2. Oof. Thoughts on that, Mark? It is an old car. I mean, it is a pretty old car, so that is to be expected. It's definitely no Honda Civic as far as mileage goes. 17.7 liters per 100 kilometers? Is that average? I wouldn't know, honestly. I've never really had an... Like, I know compared to a modern car, like, that's definitely not... Like, that's definitely not as efficient, but I wouldn't know for older cars. I don't really know too much about those as far as efficiency goes. For an older car, that's not bad. Okay. What is like a bad mileage on an older car? Just out of curiosity. Having one of the most balanced carburetors, yeah, it's pretty decent. That's good. Okay, well, if it's good, then it's good. I wouldn't know too much personally. But yeah, what would like a bad mileage be? Be like on like an older car? I wouldn't know personally. Obviously, aside from like 1 mile to the gallon, if you have something with like a stupidly powerful motor. What? Car could eat, scrap and fly. I'm assuming it was like 80s or 90s. Dude, 5 miles to the gallon is insane. That is so little. Oh yeah, she's in the Discord server if you want to check it out, Mark. Okay, how's this pose looking, guys? Performance versus efficiency. What do you guys think of this pose? Does it look like what's happening is happening? You're going to have an absolute missile of a car, but it will not come near the gas station. If this pose is alright, I think I'll just move to color. I'd want a haunted... I would want a haunted... Sorry, I don't know why I couldn't read all of a sudden. I'd want a haunted monster car as a pet. Wouldn't that be sweet? Assuming the monster truck is actually friendly. Pose seems good. Okay. Yeah, Max. Yeah, it's Max. No worries. Yeah, Bark Shark is Max, for those who don't know. Uh... Silly bird brain. Oh my goodness. Okay, pose is good. Ooh. The pants are gonna be a little tough. Or actually, I think I can just cheat. I can just do this. Ooh, it's gonna have to be just right though. Okay, let me try this without, and then I'll just add it on. Might get jittery if you take it to a car wash or mechanic. Maybe more motion lines. Yeah, I agree. Good idea. Good idea, Clowny. Definitely worth a shot. All right, let me try that. I think they need to be more apparent too. That like she's actually climbing up. Make the tail come out over here. She's like kind of struggling up. Let me see. Ooh, I'm excited to get the LS, but that's going to be such an expensive upgrade. Yeah, I can imagine replacing the whole engine is going to be really tough. Let alone installing it. Well, first of all, just taking the first engine out is going to be really tough. leg in there. Actually, I might have to lower this a bit. Something like so. Almost. Tall tail isn't the easiest thing to climb on, but it's effective. Just like Dieter's tail is just extremely dense. Like an iron tail. Perfect like stepping stool for her. Let me see. There we go. Okay, we got her ass in. Yeah, okay, I think she's like shaking enough. Just trying to stay on. There we go. Or maybe like a motion line up this way. Yeah, I think that should do it. Is Dieter's tail heavy? So, this is a comic at the end of the day, so like it's just kind of jokey, but like I do think the idea of Dieter having like a really huge, like really fluffy and dense tail would be funny. So like the design lore for these two is like Eleanor is very top heavy because she's kind of focused on herself. Like all of her thoughts are kind of rested on her, and as a result, she's kind of away from the ground, which is kind of say she's like she's not entirely grounded in the things going on around her. Whereas Dieter is very very bottom heavy because he is very much like grounded in oh this is real, like this is research, this is what we have to do, like this is that, and he's very very stubborn. On 1 meter squared of 1 meter cubed of tail actually. Oh god, the break-in period. I need to resist the temptation of going fast. Oh, certainly. Do any of your characters like being pet? Blaine, yeah, 100% likes being pet. Do I have her sheet? Yeah, Blaine 100% loves being pet. She is 100% friend-shaped. I still gotta draw her more, too. Okay, let me actually color this before I forget. Okay, colors, lines. Okay, this should be easy enough. Or not. Okay, never mind. There we go. I just had to get the sandbagging right. It's a bit better. Okay, this is good. Ooh, actually, wait, her chest would probably be visible from this side. Eleanor being floaty and disconnected while Dieter's far more anchored, possibly too much so, I can imagine. So, Eleanor and Dieter are meant to be the most visually contrasting of the entire crew. Like, they are basically foils of each other. They kind of have the same problem, but they're foils in that Eleanor is obsessed with herself and Dieter is kind of obsessed with his work and whatnot. And so like his thing is supposed to be he's visually very grounded. He's short, he's close to the ground, and like he's doing all this stuff, and everything is very literal and very tangible for him. Whereas Eleanor is like I uh yeah, kind of floaty, kind of disconnected and whatnot is there as well. And you can actually see that in the shape language of like her head is huge because she is kind of up in her head and whatnot. But his tail is huge by comparison, and so both of them have this kind of like yin yang effect where they really balance each other out, just like where like the densest part of their characters are. Both are a bit too absorbed in something. Yeah, they're both like kind of obsessed. Both of them do the exact same thing, but for different reasons. Where they're both like they both kind of ignore things around them. Okay, let me see. Is that right? Yeah, that's good. Actually, wait, no. No, actually, that looks fine. Okay, I think I'm going to start with the green, because that seems to have been a pretty decent strategy so far. What is this layer? Strange. Checks out. Yeah, for sure. Here we go. Certainly glad to hear that, yeah. Checks out is definitely good to hear. But yeah, no, that's kind of the design ethos I kind of had when I was going with them, where it was like they need to be visually contrasting of each other because they are the two most aggressively different characters. When I start doing Blaine and Jimmy a lot more, they're gonna be pretty important too. So I'm gonna have to get their shape language down really right. Blaine was probably the hardest to figure out just how she would look because I needed everything about her to scream like friendly, which she is, almost a little too much. And so like all of her shape language is just like circles. She is extremely friend shaped, and I was completely biased in making her. I will not even fight those allegations. I was 100% biased when I made Blaine. Okay, let me see. Fair, yeah. Oh, very friend shaped indeed. Okay, let me get the color of her pants real quick. She is big and she is huggable, and that is what matters. There we go. I wish to pet the friend-shaped chunker. I'm sure she would appreciate that. She's very sweet. I only have fond memories of golden labs. She is one of those golden labs, yeah. She is very friendly. Oh right, her hands. I almost missed that. Why is this? Oh, it's because the range is really big. Real. I never had a dog, but my auntie had a dog, and their dog was really. They had a lot of dogs actually, and their dogs are really sweet. Most of those were Goldies I knew. Oh, well, that's sweet. That's very cute. Okay. This feels weird because technically speaking, it's not wrong, but it feels weird that there's not a lot of. Okay, now I know what I'm missing. I forgot to add the Lab 17 logo to her back. Yeah, this should be here. Let me just merge these actually, because that's a lot easier. And I'll put this like so. Oops. Wrong button. Like that, yeah. Actually, no, that makes a bit more sense. And the gradient. Here we are. All right, perfect. Yeah, I might actually darken her jacket very slightly now that I have the full picture here. I think this is right there-ish. Yeah, more like that, I think. Oh, let me go all color. First that. Yeah, that looks a bit better. That's for sure. Now her pants. Okay. And this should be a bit darker. I think this needs to be more distinctly contrasting like that, yeah. And now her hair, which I'm gonna recolor real quick. Much better. Very nice indeed. What is that drawing program? So this is Paint Tool Sci version 2. The license is about like 40, 50 bucks, I think. It's honestly worth it. It's a really good drawing software. It's kind of old, but I like that it doesn't really hold your hand with things and it's very customizable. I've been using Paint Tool Sci for a decent amount of time now, and I can say for sure there are other programs that are definitely better, but Sai is the most reliable program I've ever used, like as a drawing software. Um, it's just very consistently really powerful, or maybe not really powerful is the word. It's just very consistently consistent. Like I've never had Sai crash on me. I've had the power go out in real life, and like I've had like like there's a storm and like a line goes down and that sort of thing. But I've never had Paint Tool Sai crash on me, and to that extent, it is very, very good. Like it has a insanely good recovery drive. I've never had issues with it, and just generally speaking, you can mess around with it a lot, and it doesn't really stop you. You have a lot of leeway with what you can do with Psy if you know what you're doing. On my way to buy you a UPS battery. Oh, well, I appreciate that. Thank you. You don't have to do that. I think I'm actually planning to buy one soon. Here we are. Yeah, no, I need a UPS battery, that's for sure. The power doesn't usually go out, but the breakers here can really go pop, and that's really annoying. It's genuinely so good. Yeah, I'd need that time. I have two on my whole system. Prairie trucks have pop pads for tire tracks. Interesting. I'd be kind of curious to see. Oh, actually, wait, let me put her hair kind of wimp. There we go. Yeah, that makes more sense. This wouldn't have color. I don't know why. Oh yeah, it was probably just a selection tool. This would be very slightly pink. This should reach over a teeny bit more. Should be a teeny bit more green. And now her phone. I almost forgot her phone. Can't forget that. There we go. Phone has been added. Let me just go like that. Let me fix that up real quick. Oof, yeah, it goes out fairly often in storms here. It's nice to bridge the gap. Oh yeah, totally. I'm actually kind of lucky we don't really have power failures that often here, but sometimes it does happen, yeah. My main OC is monster truck form has pop pad tires and tracks. That's kind of neat. It certainly sounds like you thought that detail through. If someone exhales on the power lines here, the power goes out. That's why, uh, no offense, like I don't think I could live in a rural area like that because the power would be going out a lot, and it would just be really hard to work on things. I can see why you need so many batteries. I mean, I guess I wouldn't mind living in a rural area for a bit if it was nice and like quiet and stuff. Even got one that's just for the router such gateway so that the internet keeps working when the power's out. Honestly, yeah, real. Hyperbole, but it happens around 3 times per month. Oh my goodness. Okay, yeah, no wonder you have so many batteries. Oh geez. That is really, oh man, I'd be really annoyed if that was going on so often. I do get really annoyed when the power goes out. That is the one thing I will say I can't really complain about. The power doesn't go out too often here, which is nice. Her hair. Let me get her hair color real quick. Here we go. Up here, up here. What am I missing? Oh yeah, this color down here for her pants. Oh, and this lighter color over her neck. My secondary battery is so old it doesn't really work great. It doesn't work hard since it has depleted capacity. Yeah. You thinking of getting a new one? Okay. Okay, so the green is all good. And then I'll just add the number 17 logo back there. Or actually, wait, let me just type it out. It's easier this way. What? It is easier this way. Numbers. I don't remember what font I used originally for it, actually. Use this one for now. And I'll mess it up a tiny bit. Yeah. Mine are definitely both actually reused. They're definitely tired. Oof. The new one is currently doing its job. Hey, that's pretty good. I'm almost at 2.3 thousand subs. Congratulations, Salty Pretzels. That's really great to hear. I'm almost about to hit 200 subs here, actually. It's been really jarring to see. I didn't honestly think. I mean, like, I've kind of just been posting random videos here and there. I really appreciate all the support everyone's been giving here. But seriously, 2.3 thousand subs is nuts. Congratulations, dude. My modern router I hooked up to small ones at the moment. We also just get a car battery and hook it up to an inverter. Okay, fair enough. You know, you use what you got at the end of the day. Okay, alright. I think I gotta mess with the number down here. One time we had a giant semi-truck battery. Where the hell did you get one of those? Is it Canadian Tire? Did they just sell those at Canadian Tire? My dad brings in stuff all the time. That's a wild setup. That reminds me of this one like picture I saw from the Lenovo subreddit, the ThinkPad subreddit. It's just like a ThinkPad like hooked up to a like an actual like generator. It was nuts. Okay, there we go. Now we don't have any more, but damn, that thing was silly, huge, and heavy. I can imagine. I met a couple people with semi trucks, and the engines are gigantic. Freaky. Well, I'm glad it worked. Certainly sounds like the plan went according to plan. Thank goodness. There you go, and just a final cleanup. Okay, I think this is good. Saying this will go here, and this up here. This is a very tall image. I'm realizing that now. Make that a tiny bit larger, and there we go. All right, perfect. So I think this one is done. And let me just adjust these shapes a teeny bit. Actually, I don't even think it needs them. I think it kind of speaks for itself. Let's chop that down. All right, I think that's pretty good. Now we just have a lot of Jennies, since that's my dad's retired occupation. Oh, I see. ThinkPad enthusiasts will do anything. Did you see the... Have you ever watched that video of, like, Chris Hadfield on the ISS? And he's, like, talking about, like, his bedroom, and he's like, oh, yeah, this is where we sleep at the room or whatever. In the background of that video, you can see a fucking ThinkPad. Like, it's been to space. ThinkPads are actually, like, indestructible. They're everywhere. It's crazy. The ThinkPad is, like, actually unkillable. The ThinkPad has been to space. ThinkPad pride. Proud ThinkPad owner. They're the Nokias of laptops. I think I still have a ThinkPad from like 2003, and it still works. Or the old Nokias at least. Yeah, no, for sure. Real. Okay, what do you guys think of this one? So, I think there's two ways I could set this up. We could do, let's see. Let me extend by 100, actually. I love old computers, and I have far too many, definitely fab. I'm gonna need to get one for when I'm tuning my car. Oh my goodness. Love it. Oh, thanks, Clowny. Okay, so there's a couple ways I think I could set this up. I think this vertical one would be more fun. A lot of people generally seem to prefer kind of vertical stripped comics. But I could also do it like this. Like this is also a possibility for sure. But that kind of might get lost a little bit in translation, so I think I'll stick with this. I'll stick with the vertical layout. Or I could do like one page is just these two, and then another page is this one. That's also possible. I'll stick to the vertical one for now. Where's my ruler? Just need to make sure that's balanced right. Maybe a bit more space. And I think that's, yeah, I think that's good. Actually, let me just have it how it was before. Yeah, this is perfect. Okay, I think that is perfect. I'll add a bit of ornamentation just for fun. Here we go. Line that out a bit. Teeniest amount of it. Awesome, awesome. Thank you, Mark. Here we go. Ooh, wait, maybe I should, I'm gonna do a tricolor thing. Where it's like following the color of her hair. Slightly more exaggerated. And then it just goes to the white. Something like this, I think. Okay, I think that's good. I'm gonna mess with it a little more later on, see if I can get like a poster look out of this. Because I really, really liked how that poster one came out the other day. Like, I don't think it's gonna work for this one quite as well, because this is a comic. Or like a very, like a sequence more than anything, but like, I do want to try and get a good look for this thing. Yes, that was awesome. Yeah, that was such a crazy look to see. Especially come out on stream like that. That was nuts. Let me look at this a little bit. I think I could do something. I don't want to just end the stream here. Uh, hmm. Honestly, I might be looking at this too deeply. Maybe it is just fine. What do you guys think? Let me get my watermark actually real quick. What do you guys think about that? Think it's good? Sure thing. It does look like it could use a little something, but yeah, it does look good. Okay, perfect. I think I'll mess with it some more, and then I'll probably post it later today, but if this is alright, then sure thing. Alright, Well, in that case, I think I'm probably going to end the stream there for today. Thank you all for coming on. Uh, so I don't think I'm going to be getting to that fan art today. I think that's going to be tomorrow. And I really, okay, so I was thinking of doing like, ooh, yeah, wait, no, I should totally have a poll for the server on that. Like if it's like Krystal or like Sybil, because I really want to draw Sybil from Pseudo Regalia. Oh, thanks for streaming. Oh, well, of course, dude. I really like doing, oh my goodness. Sorry, acid reflux. I really like doing these streams. It's a ton of fun. But it's a pleasure having everyone on, that's for sure. And yeah, check out next time for the next stream. That'll probably be coming tomorrow, most likely, in the morning. Uh, is this a Patreon Discord? I probably should set up a Patreon Discord for it, honestly. Yeah. It's more of like a private Discord because I've kind of had it closed for the last bit of time. But I might set something up on Patreon for it. Sybil is cute, yeah, and fair, usual. Thanks for streaming. Oh, well, thank you guys for coming on. All right. Well, till the next stream, I will see you guys later. See ya.